Alright, it's Ring of the Hawk Season 5, the show where we watch back a wrestler's short run with the company, and at the end we shove them a final grade to see if they can do the JOB. The Shove It Zone is really starting to get full up on this season, and today's competitor could well be joining them. I don't really know, that's why I make these videos. Today's video was also a Patreon request by Deadlock. If you want to make the Hawk squawk, sign up today. And also a bunch of other people on YouTube like C-Dub, JCB and Hugh Honey. What? Do you think you get your own entrances on the Shove It show for free? And if you know a wrestler who could do the JOB to the HAWK, shove their name down in the comments, Jack! Okay, it's the Mac militant Rodney Mack. Does he deserve a smack? Now for the start that nobody was expecting. And I'd like you to let the Hawk know in the comments if you knew about this, because I don't remember it at all. Anyway, Bill Buchannon is John Cena's bodyguard B Squared, which in itself isn't very memorable. But after B Squared lost the match for the tag belts, Cena turned on his bodyguard. A hooded man would jump in the ring and take out Buchanan, and this is how Rodney Mack debuted in the WWE. Well, at least on the main show if you ignore Velocity or Jack. He only accompanied Cena for one more week, and he was called Red Dog. Maybe they thought it was too close to Road Dog. Without explanation, he was quietly taken away from Cena, switched to Raw, and renamed Rodney Mack. So it's interesting to wonder what may have happened if they kept rolling with this. Mack debuts on Sunday Night Heat, taking out Theodore Long's colleague D'Lo Brown, and he would replace him as Long's favourite wrestler. Match 1, Raw, Rodney Mack with Theodore Long. Long says that Mack is here to replace D'Lo Brown, and his opponent will have as much chance winning as us seeing a black president. We've got to back the Mack. The opponent is Al Snow. Snow quickly takes him down from behind, but can't do much, and he runs into a Mack shoulder block. Mack quickly throws him overhead with a suplex. He also hits a snap slam, but doesn't seem to be in a rush to win here. He just beats him down and screams in his ear. The screaming wakes Snow up as he hits the trapping headbutts. Snow nails a bat body drop and a scoop slam before heading to the top. He tries a moonsault, but the Mack gets his knees up. And then, wow, that is a dangerous looking powerbomb. That's the 3. Was that ending botched, or was Al Snow just good at selling? I'm not sure, but what I am sure about is how miserable Rodney Mack looks. For the first time ever, I'm stuck for a grade. The Hawk has no idea how to feel about this man. Let's just give him a C. Match 2, Raw, Battle Royal. Apparently there hasn't been a Battle Royal on Raw since 1995, which just seems crazy. Whilst that one was won by Owen Hart, this one will not be won by the Matt Militant, if you're wondering. He does survive for a while without really doing much, and then he's eliminated by the Hurricane with a hip toss. What a way to treat a scary monster on the show, it's an S. Match 3, Raw, 3 shows later, the Hurricane vs Rodney Mack. Hurricane tries to end this one early, but fails. He tries to use his Hurra powers to barge down the Mack, but fails a couple of times, and then he manages it on the 3rd attempt. Long distracts him and Mack smacks down the superhero. Big snap slam from the Mack now for a 2. Mack flies off the top with a big shoulder block, but doesn't make a pin because he starts barking and howling at the crowd, so it's a Rick Steiner gimmick then. Matt misses the Hurricane in the corner and is hit with a net breaker, followed by a head scissors. He ain't done though and hits the Shining Wizard and climbs to the top. He lands a diving crossbody, but it's just a 2. Hurricane's all over him. He hits a blockbuster now. The superhero is about to win when The Rock rushes the ring and the match is thrown out for DQ. The Rock tells Rodney to know his role and it's over. I was enjoying the match, but is that down to how good the Hurricane was? I think it could be. You would hope that in his second singles match the Mack could be a bit more effective. Sure is hard to back the Mack when this is all we've got to go by. It's a D. Match 4, Raw, another 3 shows later. Teddy Long says that the man is trying to keep them off Raw. Well, it does feel like it. Teddy Long says this is the start of something called the White Boy Challenge. The challenger is White Boy Evans. Mack hits a devastating clothesline but misses his attack in the corner. White Boy can't do anything and Mack hits a backbreaker. He isn't in a rush to win here and keeps hitting clotheslines in the corner. Mack does now finish him off with a power slam. This was okay, it should have probably been match 1. He did show a bit more personality here and I'm interested to see where this goes. It's a C. Match 5, White Boy Challenge, the Mack versus White Boy number 2. And this guy sure is white, he looks like a bowl of gone off gravy. Rodney Mack beats him up in the corner for a while and screams in his face. The gone off milk bottle tries to make a comeback but can't manage much. He tries a dive which is blocked and the Mack hits a clothesline. Mack picks him up and shoves him in the corner and nails the power slam for the 3. The commentary team say that they've heard enough of all this racism in the WWE tour. Teddy Long introduces his new client Jazz, and it's over. Well, this isn't boring so far, and I'm enjoying watching a bit of a different angle, another C. Teddy Long begs White Boy Stone Cold Austin for an IC title shot, but Austin isn't interested in backing the man. Match 6, Raw, 2-on-1 White Boy Challenge. The White Phoenix Brothers versus Rodney Mack. Mack quickly smacks them both. He hits a fireman's carry takeover and starts smacking one in the corner. Mack picks him up and press slams him on the ropes. He's forgotten about the other White Boy though, who hits a jawbreaker into the other guy's roll-up for a 2. Mack quickly takes him down with a shoulder block and clotheslines the other. Mack locks on a submission and one taps. He quickly does a submission to the other and he also taps. This whole thing felt incredibly rushed and to be honest he didn't look that impressive here, it's a D. Match 7, Raw, White Boy Challenge, Rodney Mack versus Spike Dudley. Mack shoves him down but Spike Dudley is a tenacious little bugger. Mack throws him back a bit harder so he gets the message. Spike doesn't get it though and he snaps off a head scissors and does a funny stomp in the corner. Mack isn't hurt and barges him down. The crowd are in silence as Mack hits a fireman's carry. Spike is still trying to fight back but a belly to belly almost shuts him down completely. Mack misses his shoulder tackle and falls out the ring where Spike hits a dive. The Dudley boy brings him back to the ring with another dive which is caught, but Mack can't do anything and Spike almost rolls him up. Spike hits some sort of arm breaker as the time starts slipping away. Spike gets another close roll up before Mack catches him and hits a power slam. No pin is made for some reason. Mack puts on his submission from the last match which they're now calling the Blackout. Spike desperately tries to escape but Mack won't let go. The crowd roar on Spike Dudley but it's not enough and he taps out 1 second before the time limit expires. Wow, the second he faces an actual wrestler he almost loses. Another fun match, but couldn't Mack have looked a little bit stronger here? It's a D. Match 8, Raw, White Boy Challenge. Rodney Mack, who doesn't get an entrance, he takes on Bubba Ray Dudley. Bubba scores the first knockdown. He does a sunset flip for a 2 before Mack smacks him back down. Rodney slows him down with submission, but Bubba rolls on top of him to escape. Mack fails on a clothesline and Bubba throws him with a German for a 2. The neck breaker gets Bubba another 2. Now it's the Bubba Bomb Ass Buster for yet another 2. Theodore Long panics and distracts Bubba. Christopher Nowinski sneaks into the ring and smacks Bubba with his mask. Bubba loses to the Blackout. Just not good. The weakest looking win of all time, it's an S. There is a shining light now though, because his new entrance music slaps hard.
You know it's the Mac Militant coming to get it on.
Match 9, Insurrection 2003, 6-man tag, Rodney Mack, Christopher Nowinski and Theodore Long versus the Dudley Boys. Mack starts with Devon and takes him down straight away. Devon shuts him up with a hip toss and a dropkick. Mack backs him into his new team's corner so Nowinski can tag in. Nowinski is scared of Bubba Ray and so is Rodney Mack. Bubba sends them both into the corner and crushes them. Mack and Nowinski hide on the outside, but they can't hide for long as the Dudleys throw Spike at them. After a very long time, Mack is tagged back in with Spike. They whip Spike into the corner. The Mack Militant gets a 2 off a vertical suplex. Teddy Long actually gets the tag in this match, but he quickly dumps his nappy of fear and runs away. To be honest, Christopher Nowinski wrestles most of this match. Mack is hit with the What's Up and a double stomp from Spike for a 2. Spike tries to hit the acid drop, which is turned into a Rodney Mack power slam. Unwisely, Mack tags in Theodore Long, who could only get a 2 count from that. Mack accidentally smacks out Long, and Spike beats Long from that one smack. I feel like I need a smack, square to the gut after this match. This is not how I envisioned Rodney Mack's first pay-per-view match. It's an S. Match 10, Raw, tag match, Devon Dudley. Guess this isn't a White Boy Challenge match then, versus Rodney Mack. Why is Christopher Nowinski still with them? Well, apparently they both have something in common, and that's because they're both minorities. Nowinski because he's smarter than everybody else. It's all Devon in the early stages, and he almost wins off a bulldog. Mack closes him down with a new move, the cab driver slam, It's not over though, instead Mack hits a northern lariat. Devon comes back with some tackles and gets a 2 off a net breaker. He hits a one-man flapjack before Nowinski causes a distraction. Mack hits a side slam for a 2. Devon responds with a saving grace, which causes Teddy Long to dump in his nappy of fear and run to the ring. Nowinski is back in the ring, but this time the Dudley Boys hit him with a 3D. Devon is still distracted, and the Mack beats Devon with the Blackout. The Mack Militant is still undefeated. He's starting to look more and more fortunate in each match. It's not impressive, it's a D. Match 11, Bad Blood 2003, tag match, Bubba and Devon Dudley versus Rodney Mack and Christopher Nowinski. It starts out much the same as the other match, with the Devon Dudley boy dominating the match. He doesn't even get to respond, and Nowinski comes in. He proceeds to wrestle for 5 minutes without the Mack doing much of anything. Rodney Mack eventually pulls Devon into the ring pole, nutsack first, and tags in. He hits a snap mirror into an elbow for a 2. Mack realises that he's failing, so he hits a spinebuster to try and improve things, but it's just a 2. Nowinski is back in. Mack has to return to save Nowinski from losing, but Devon easily gets rid of him. Mack once again returns and tries a blackout, which is fought off, and he's pushed into Nowinski on the apron. They hit the what's up on Rodney Mack. A seed has been planted here though, as Teddy Long wants to know why Devon is always the one forced to get the table. Rodney Mack takes out Devon as Nowinski smacks Bubba with his mask. That's the 3. A big win, but to be honest, Nowinski did most of the work. It's a D. Match 12 Raw, mixed 6-person tag. Ivory and the Dudley Boys take on the Thuggin and Buggin Enterprises. The Dudley's all over the Mack and he can't do anything but smack. The rest of the crew attack Bubba, allowing Mack to hit a clothesline to the back of the head. Mack takes Bubba down with an arm breaker and tags in Nowinski. Not much is really happening for the Mack. After a long time, Devon hits him with a diving clothesline. Ivory does the what's up to his nutsack, so at least that's something new. The men all fall out the ring and Ivory beats Jazz with a roll-up. Teddy Long's whole crew look as weak as your girl when she's doing squats. This match was flat, the crowd was flat, and Rodney Mack's winning streak has fallen flat. And if you take your girl, turn her around and check the back, there's no doubt in my mind that that's good. It's an S. Christopher Nowinski suffers an injury here and has to retire, so that breaks up that incredible tag team. Match 13, White Boy Challenge. Oh, great, they're bringing that back. Rodney Mack versus the man called Goldberg. Well, the spear on the entrance ramp through the pyro was cool. Mack comically rolls the whole way down the ramp. Goldberg gets him in the ring and hits knees to the gut into the jackhammer for the 3. Well, that was Mack finished in 26 seconds. I know that Goldberg is known for his short matches, and the White Boy Challenge can't go more than 5 minutes, but this was taking it to the extreme. Might as well call it a day. There's no need to spray. S. Match 14, Raw, Rodney Mack versus Rosie. The bigger man is in full control, putting his size to good use. He leg drops Mack and crushes him in the corner. He looks to finish off the McMilitant when Teddy Long climbs up and smacks Rosie in his superhero nutsack. Rodney Mack rolls him up for the 3. But it's not all good news for Mack as the Hurricane appears on the top rope and drop kicks him. It's an S. Match 15, Raw, 4 episodes later, the Hurricane versus Rodney Mack. Not sure where Teddy Long's at. Mack pulls goofy faces at the Hurricane and beats him up. He does manage a nice snap slam, but nothing really comes of that. Mack boots Hurricane out of the ring and suplexes him back into it for a 2 count. At least the Mack is trying to show some personality here. Hurricane makes a comeback with a crossbody. Mack fights off a chokeslam attempt, but he runs into a superhero smack. Hurricane ain't done, and he flies off the top with a huge crossbody for... oh, that crossbody is the 3. Mack is a bad loser and he attacks the Hurricane. Rosie saves the Hurricane and hits a catatonic. So for the first time that Teddy Long doesn't come to the ring, Mack loses easily. Such weak booking, and time again, it's yet another S. Match 16, Raw, Rodney Mack. Long cuts a promo saying that Whitey is trying to keep down Rodney. He takes on Rosie. At this point, Mack is a complete joke, losing to a comedy act in 1 minute. Rosie beats him with a Samoan drop and a catatonic, and I'm just not okay with this, and it's nothing to do with that Samoan drop. Match 17, Raw, tag match. Rodney Mack and Long announces that a new person is joining their crew and outwalks the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. Probably because Mack's failing so hard. It's kind of funny to think that Mark Henry and D'Lo Brown were former tag team partners, and then Mack replaced D'Lo, and now he's teaming up with D'Lo's old partner. They take on White Boys, Garrison Cade and Mark Jindrak. It doesn't go well for the Mack as usual. Cade drop kicks him before Rodney Mack beheads him with a clothesline. Cade comes back with a back suplex. Mark Henry looks really confused on why he's even here. Jindrak gets the tag and he also drop kicks Mack. Henry makes a blind tag. Jindrak gives Rodney Mack an atomic drop and an athletic diving clothesline. Henry beats the 2 White Boys up on his own and he beats Jindrak with the world's strongest slam. So what's the point of Rodney Mack then if Henry can do it on his own? I like the idea of this team, but Mack just feels like dead weight in this. S. Match 18, Raw, 10-man tag. La Resistance and Thuggin and Buggin take on the Hurricane, Rosie and the Dudley Boys. The good guys quickly clear the ring. Hurricane dives off the top to the outside on Thuggin and Buggin. It's so strange that the commentary team keeps talking up Rodney Mack over Mark Henry. Speaking of Mark Henry, he takes a rough-looking bump out of the ring, and that is just insane for his size. Rodney hits the sum total of 1 move in this match, a spinebuster, before he's taken out with the Bubba Ray assbuster. Mark Henry beats Bubba with the world's strongest slam. What do you want me to say? Literally did one thing, isn't it? Match 19, Raw, tag match. Goldust and not boring Lance Storm taking on Thuggin and Buggin. Let's see if the Matt Militant can hit more than 1 move in this one. Rodney Mack will start out with Lance Storm. Mack is out wrestled as the crowd chant boring. Storm hits a drop kick, which wasn't boring. Mack throws some punches and headbutts. I wish he'd done more of this, it suits him. Mark Henry takes a cheap shot from the outside and he gets the tag. Henry beats Goldust with the world's strongest slam in 1 minute. Yes, this tag team are on a roll. They're going to be a real force to be reckoned with in 2003. They have gold on their way and they won't let the WWE hold them down. Or not, because somehow every single wrestler in the Thuggin and Buggin group got injured at the same time, and that includes Mack's wife Jazz. Rodney Mack would have to take almost a full year out of wrestling, but he does actually make a return. Match 20, final match, Raw, Battle Royal. This is for a shot at the World Heavyweight title. Don't get too excited though, I'm pretty sure Mack isn't even acknowledged by the commentary team. What a great return after a year out injured. Hardly seemed worth it. Well, he does actually get an elimination working with Riches to eliminate the Hurricane, but then they're clotheslined straight out by Rosie. Game over S&S because it was pointless. Rodney Mack would actually remain employed by the WWE for 4 more months and wrestled solely on Heat. He was eventually released along with his wife Jazz, but he briefly got re-signed to the ECW reboot, but nothing came of that. The only thing he's done of note in wrestling since is his current run in the NWA as one half of the New Doom. He's masked, so it's not even that obvious that it's him. But technically, Rodney Mack would live on the WWE for years, as Theodore Long continued using the Mack militant music. Well, that was something. I often wonder if you took away his popular theme music, would people still have liked him so much? Shows how important entrance music is. With Rodney Mack, it's a case of, I feel like he was capable of more, but he wasn't allowed to show it, and the matches were incredibly short. He was also booked so sporadically it's not going to help him. He showed more personality at the start where he did all that barking, and he showed glimpses of a street fighting style. But we didn't really see enough personality or wrestling skill in this run. I can only grade what was in front of me, even though in a different universe, Rodney Mack in the WWE could have worked. I didn't hate him, it was more frustrating than anything else. I really hate shoving wrestlers that I like, but in what world does this escape the shove-it zone? When 12 matches out of 20 were bad, what do you expect? So he's going in the zone whether he likes it or not, and if you don't agree with that, I'll take your girl because she's hot. So what for you, my little friend? I'll beat your ass with a brick.